there's been lots of times where I have some free time and I want to be creative and write some music, but then I open like a blank DAW and I kind of don't know where to start. Sometimes what's really helpful is to draw inspiration from music that you've been listening to and to take a chord progression, use it as a starting point to create something new. Taking a chord progression and changing it, changing the key, changing the rhythm, adding new notes to the chords, maybe swapping out some chords, but using it as like a foundation to help inspire something new. I've been listening to this album from Tom Misch and Yusuf Days quite a bit called What Kind of Music. The whole album is really, really cool. It's very like that modern R&B, very guitar focused, and there's a lot of really great chord progressions. One that kind of stood out to me that I was listening to today was from a song called Festival. The song starts out with a really cool bass chord progression. So I wanted to use that today as my starting point to create something new. And then of course, since I love like tuplets and some odd time stuff, I'll probably change the genre of this and make it a little more my style. But yeah, I think this is gonna be kind of a fun experiment, and we'll see how this goes. So this is the chord progression for Festival by Tom Misch. So it starts with the G minor to F sharp major, F minor, and then A flat major, back to G minor, E flat major, and then F major, and then it ends on an F sharp with the 2. So altogether, it sounds like So it's a really cool chord progression. I want to use this as a starting point and kind of build off of it a little bit. So I'm going to change the key, I'm going to change the rhythm. I'm also going to add maybe some open strings in there so that there's more in common between all the chords. One idea that I had was actually switching this to B minor. So instead of G minor, I'll go to B minor up here. And I'm going to use this open D string with a lot of the chords. So chord progression wise, I was thinking like, and then I kind of want to go somewhere else with it. So I was thinking of something kind of like this. So throughout all those chords, I have this open D string to kind of tie everything together and make my chord progression sound connected. So if I go to Logic, I think I'm gonna build this groove first. And I'm thinking of like the septuplet-y thing. And I'm just going to add some drum MIDI and then kind of go from there. To start these drums, I'm just going to use this like septuplet groove that I have in my MIDI drum pack that is available on my website. So I think I want this first layer, or at least this first part, to be this more ambient style guitar. So I'm going to be using this Morgan amp right now. Okay, so now I'm going to use Archetype Plenty to add another layer. So I'm going to double that guitar with some kind of synth because I want it to have just a little more oomph and maybe feel a little more, I want it to feel a little more artificial. And I'm going to add another layer duplicating the guitar chords. Cool, so I have this chord progression, kind of figuring out the scales that I would be using. So now I want these drums to kind of come in. If you enjoy the way that I play guitar and talk about music and write songs, I offer one-on-one guitar lessons. These lessons are an hour long. I do them all over Zoom. You can book either a single lesson or a 4-lesson bundle at a reduced rate. So if this is something that you are interested in, feel free to check out the link in my description to start the booking process. All right, I kind of took a little bit of a break, but now I'm back. I wasn't quite sure about where this was going, so I just took a break, walked away for a couple hours, and I'm feeling a little bit refreshed and kind of like I want to work on this again. I messed around a little bit with this, so this is what it sounds like so far. I added some bass, and then I messed around with the synths. Very wide sounding intro. And I added a swell. And then I want kind of like a bigger section to happen after this. So what I'm thinking is that this is gonna go, it's gonna break down for a moment and be like, ah. And then I was thinking, so the next part I want double tracked rhythm guitar. So I had this idea where the guitar is going to then go into a different grouping. So I'm still going to stay in 7, but I want to group it differently. And then I'm going to slightly change the chord progression to kind of give it some more forward movement. So I'm thinking, and then I was going to go, that's what I was going to do. Okay. Okay, and I'm just gonna have the bass double that. Now I'm just having the drums follow exactly what the guitar and bass are doing so that it's all like combined, I guess. So all the instruments are playing with each other. I'm gonna have the kick drum follow the bass and guitar. In this second section where it kind of goes to more of a chuggy thing, I'm gonna switch the drums to use a stack. Cool, so maybe this part can have some kind of higher lead. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to make. Thank you to Tom Misch and that whole band for the inspiration. And yeah, maybe I'll do some more of these kind of soon. Writing music inspired by music that I like. And then just one more time, if you're interested, I am booking one-on-one guitar lessons. If you are interested in booking, please visit the link in the description. Yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.